Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. So I actually have hair now. I've let it grow out over the last 2 months, and I actually used to always have hair. I remember I went away for spring break when I was in college, and we went to Acapulco, Mexico. Right, I was like 21, 22. I don't even know how old I was, and I went to Acapulco, Mexico. And when you go to Acapulco, Mexico, you see like the girls going wild videos. You see all this stuff, and you're thinking to yourself, all right, it's me, my group of guys. Let's go have fun. And in doing so, you spend that month or two beforehand getting in the best shape you've ever been, right? Getting as much money as possible saved up, all these things so that you could have the best time. And when I went, I had this fantastic tan. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I promised myself I would stop smoking right after. Hey, Brian, good morning. I'd right after that trip, and the way I was able to force myself to be accountable to myself is I spent $500 on teeth whitening. And my teeth are really white, right? Like people notice that. But I'm also talking 16 years ago. Like I've obviously upkept them. I hate when someone goes, "You ever have your teeth whitened?" I go, "Yeah, when I was 21." They're like, "Oh, okay." It's been 21 years. I promise you, it doesn't last that long. But in doing so, once I had my teeth whitened, I was like, "I'm not going to smoke. Why would I ruin this? I just spent $500 on that." And I shaved my head because I think the movie, what was the movie with Brad Pitt? Fight Club. And like Brad Pitt had the body, he shaved his head, and I wanted to kind of look like that. And I actually looked good. Like I looked like a bad ASS, right? Like you didn't want to mess with me. I just looked the part. And throughout my life, I've always kind of kept it like that. But before then, it was always like this. And I guess life just throws you curveballs here and there. And these last 2 months, I've kind of just felt like getting back to me. So this is what my hair had always looked like previous. So welcome. All right, now that I've shared a 2 minute story that everyone's like, Anthony, we don't care about. Well, Rhino Bucks, I believe, is 266. I sent money over. It's in the account. I will be purchasing right after this call. So that's good. Yesterday was at an all-time high. I suspect today will be another one. And if not, right there. But again, all time is a long time. And regardless of everything we've ever been through, we are the strongest today than we've ever been. So that's a really, really cool thing to say. Hey, Deb. So let's just get into Rhino Friend. So the email I sent last night gave an itemized list of what we need to do. And a list does seem a lot, but whenever you have a list, you could check it off, right? Like I can't express enough that whenever you're working on something, if you can list it, I feel like there's a second half of that sentence that rhymes that should be a bumper sticker, right? If you can list it, you can gift. That doesn't even make sense. If you can list it, you can achieve it. Because then here's a list. Here's how long each thing I think will take me. This is how much time I have. Let's factor in a factor of I'll be 20% wrong on timing. So let's add a 20% buffer. Hence, if I'm willing to commit to this schedule the next 2 days, voila, right? So that's a mathematical equation that I'm very comfortable with. And I say that because that is the equation we're dealing with. Now, the two videos I have to make for the lander page, that first video needs to be great. And I'm not saying it needs to be great in terms of like, all right, we're back in the same thing as every internet marketer. Yeah, exactly. That we need to make this video better than everyone else. No, we have the advantage that we invented something that no one else has. I don't need to make a video like anyone else ever. I don't want to. I don't want anyone to ever come to Rhino Friend and think, oh, this is just like that. It's not. In fact, what I want our video to show is kind of make a comparison to Facebook and Google in a way. Hey, Frida, I was in Acapulco in 1966. So I was in Acapulco, let's see, I'm 37. It was 16 years ago. It's now 2023. Minus 16 is 7, 2007. I'm not going to do the math out loud, but I suspect the sun was the same. In fact, there was probably even some sand that we both stepped on together. Super, super cool. Amazing place. Gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's the only place in the world that the tequila just goes down like water. It does not matter how much you drink. You don't even taste it. And the tan you get from Acapulco is just different. And I love it. Anyway, getting back to Rhino Friend. So I do want to make a comparison to Google and Facebook because what we're arguing, or at least what we're presenting, is that this isn't a product. This is an evolution, right? when you're marketing, what was the first marketing ever? What, like Pony Express? And then you had the department books, right? Do you remember? Deborah's laughing. Do you remember? Well, maybe you guys remember this, right? I remember it to an extent where Sears would send out the big, big book, and that was marketing. They sent it to every house, and you spent how many hours going through it. And I remember it because every Christmas, my family would, they would have those books and stuff, and they would say, okay, Aunt, here's the book, circle what you like, write down the number, right? Like the unit number. So I would have to circle, like I wanted the Megazord, and it was like skew, uh, number sign 23001 456. Yeah, exactly. And I would make a list of those things. And of course, I had to put the price next to it. And then my parents would collaborate with Santa Claus because they knew him. It was weird. They were very good friends with him. And yeah, and either Santa or my parents would get some of those items. And sometimes they actually knew the people at Sears because there was still stickers on them. And when I said, wait, how did Santa, why is there a Sears sticker on Santa's gift? Well, Santa's friends with Sears. You didn't know that? I had no clue, right? Like Santa knows people. But that's what I would do. And then as you get older, it becomes what? Like, I guess door to door marketing was probably before that. Like the products where, and it was great. So I forgot the company that would do it, but they would give you a whole basket of goods. And they'd say, here, it's free. Just we'll come back in a week and tell us which ones you liked, and we'll take what you don't use. And so they would give it to you, and then you would, maybe you liked the shampoo or something, you'd use it. And when they took the basket back, they said, well, did you like anything? Do you want to buy something? And it was just such a phenomenal way of reciprocity because we just gave you this for free. You just used the shampoo. You liked the shampoo. Now you're going to not pay for the shampoo. You don't want to order. I have kids. I came to your house. I'm going door to door. It's 90 degrees. I'm in a suit. You're not even. And it was such a phenomenal way of reciprocity. So that's how that was. So that was kind of door to door stuff. And then what? You had telemarketing, right? Like people would call you, hey, listen, I mostly stockbrokers and mortgage brokers and stuff. But still, if people want to sell something, hey, I have a vacation. Hey, I have a car. Hey, I have whatever. Full of brush, man, and welcome. Yeah, exactly. The welcome way. Yes, yes, yes. Um, and it was telemarketing. Then you got to email marketing. And email marketing was really good because if you had someone's email, you got to their email box, right? Like there was no overhead. You didn't have to pay the postman for a bunch of stuff. There was no waiting 2 days that maybe the mail got there, maybe it didn't. It was Bing and the email got there. And email was strong for quite some time. Email marketing still quite strong. Then you went to social media marketing. That's when things changed because now you're no longer marketing based on volume. You're marketing based on intent. That's very different. It's like um, it's like going from TNT bombs to nuclear bombs. It's just a different level because if you give me if you allow me to know the data of the entire world, right? And you're able to track the data of the entire world by the things they click, the intents, the likes, the comments, the friends of the friends of the friends, all of that stuff. And you can then tell me, well, Anthony, these 1,000 people have shown a very high propensity for liking basketball. I mean, they're commenting Michael Jordan's page. They own Jordans. They get into the Michael Jordan LeBron James debate all the time. They were really sad when Kobe Bryant passed away. They their sons, their children play basketball. These people love basketball. And that'd be kind of cool because I'm like, hey, I sell basketballs. So the calculation then becomes in where do I sell the most basketballs? Option A or scenario B? Scenario A is there's a town with 50,000 homes, right? And I'm going to send each home a flyer for my basketball company. They could go online and buy a basketball, and the flyer's nice. It has a nice deal on it, whatever. Now I'm going to send it to all 50,000 homes. It's going to cost me, I don't know, 20. How much does that cost? Like 20 cents a home. So that's 1/5. So it's going to cost me $10,000 to do these 50,000 flyers. Okay. Um, I don't know how many I'm going to sell, but I have to cover $10,000 before I can even make money, right? Like that's what it cost me. Scenario B. Anthony, here's 10,000 people that we will market directly to them. They all, like I said, all love basketball, this, and this, and it'll cost you 50 cents per impression. So for each one of these members that sees the ad that you're going to build, like you did for your flyer, and put it in front of them, it's going to cost you 50 cents. Okay. So in the first scenario, I'm marketing to 50,000 people at 20 cents a person, costing me $10,000. The second scenario, I'm marketing to only 10,000 people, but for 50 cents a person, costing me $5,000. Where do I make the more money? And 100 out of 100 times, it's always going to be scenario B. Because these people actually have demonstrated the intent that they want the basketball. If you could get it to them first, they'll likely say yes. That's where marketing is today. The problem with it is it's very gross. It's yucky. It's just, I don't know how many times people could use that machine. It's disgusting. And the reason, because all of the data that I just cited is owned by the person. It's your data, right? Like you're the person. But it's not coalesced by you. It's aggregated by the platform that tells you the platform's free. Oh, we're Facebook, the platform's free. Well, nothing's free in life. If you think the platform's free, well, you're the product. It's like when you walk into a room where everyone's laughing and you don't know the joke. Well, it's about you, right? Like you're the joke. The platform being free is not actually real because Facebook's worth like $1 trillion. What do you think? They're worth $1 trillion on a free platform? That doesn't even make sense. Like, and my son is 23 months old and he would say, Dad, no, right? Like, that doesn't even make sense. But in this type of data, the individual means nothing because you're talking about large data points. You're talking about demographics. And in any type of demographic, the individual is not a strong data point. In fact, if you ever said, all right, I want to cure COVID, I just put together orange juice with some strawberries and it cures COVID for Deborah, therefore it's going to cure COVID for everyone. Well, one person does not make a sample size. Therefore, in Facebook, in Google, in everything else, you have a situation where each individual owns their data, but each individual's data is valueless. The only value in each individual's data is when the data is aggregated together. And if the individuals don't subsequently aggregate together as well to speak in unison, then none of them will ever recoup the value of their data. It's almost like they have to be a class action because individually they mean nothing. Therefore, if you went to Facebook right now and said, hey, listen, all the data you took from me, I want you to pay me for it. And they're like, okay. Well, you clicked that you like bananas a couple of times. There was this one banana company that paid us, I think it was 0.007 cents per impression for people that like bananas. I guess we could get that to you. And then they go down the line and you're like, okay, maybe I was worth like $50 to them. And of course, how you ever can get them to admit that, right? But it means nothing. You need to be a group. So the natural limitations of that type of marketing is that it's never going to be 100%, and nothing ever will be, but this is surely not going to ever be 100%. And the backs of the people that you're building your marketing on are all either getting wise to the fact that you're taking advantage of them, or they will get wise to the fact that you're taking advantage of them, or I don't know, you're just taking advantage of them. Like you can't build a business on the belief that you're going to be able to take advantage of people forever. It just doesn't work. You just can't do it. You could fool some people some of the time or all, you could fool some people all the time or all the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time. So I really believe that the evolution is upon us, right? Like I don't believe Facebook marketing still has room to grow. And you could argue the point all you want, but Facebook is now called Meta. They've very publicly redirected their focus. They're not stupid. Like you could say that they're immoral, they're ugly, they're evil, and I'm sure, God bless, right? You could really make that case, but you could also make the alternate case that they stumbled upon something, they didn't know what it was, they figured it out as they went, and by the point it got too far, they realized, whoa, there's a lot of pushback. We did a lot of bad stuff. You know what? Let's kind of get away from this. Because that's also equally as true. I can tell you from personal experience, I believe that there are times that people get involved in something and realize it went too far, but they're too far in it. They don't know what to do, and now they're just left with the consequences. It's like in stocks where you just put your head in the sand and you say, I'm not going to make the decision. If the market goes ahead and makes my investment go to zero, fine, but that's not my fault. The market did that to me. Yeah, it was your fault. You should have sold it, right? But I diverge, or I digress. What makes Rhino friend so unique is that with the power of AI, we're able to actually create your replica. Now, what makes your replica so important is that it's based and coded and dependent solely on you. Its only goal is to make you happy. And I know that sounds like very Boy Scoutish, but it's a code, it's a computer, right? Like it doesn't have emotions. It does what it's told. And what makes it very easy, it's a one-on-one basis. So for instance, we have base code one, which is the prompt that all Rhino shares. That prompt is its functionality, and that prompt is the businesses that are placed in it. Base two is the unique code that's unique just to the user. So base one is my Rhino friend knows everything about everything about everything. Great. Base two is my Rhino friend knows everything about me, and every day is continuing to learn more and more about me. In that learning process, Rhino friend is going to be able to identify, oh wait, Anthony said this last Wednesday. He was a little disappointed that he was unable to get to the pizza place in time because they were doing that really, really special deal, and there was a limited offer. And he on Wednesday he's so busy that he just loses his time, and he said that the last 2 weeks. So my Rhino friend, guess what's going to do this Wednesday? Hey, Ant, just wanted to let you know. Remember that pizza place that like you keep missing out on? I got their phone number. Do you wanna call them and reserve right away, or actually here's the link to that pizza spot and you could order it now so you don't miss out. The point being, is that marketing? Yes. Is someone making a sale? Yes. Am I buying something from someone? Yes. But is that marketing something I'm happy with? Yes. You see, money is purposeful. You have money to use it. You don't sleep on it, you don't eat it, you don't brush your teeth with it, you don't wipe your coolie with it. Money is to be spent. But everybody wants money. So everyone's looking to take your money. That's the name of the game, right? Like that's the battlefield. I have money. I want to spend my money on the items that are going to make me the happiest. On the other hand, everybody has things that they want to sell because they want money. Everybody wants to go ahead and tell me that their things are going to make me the happiest so that they can take my money. 99.999% of them are all lying to me. Therefore, now I have to go ahead and identify what's right for me, what's right, what's wrong. Am I really going to like this thing? Should I really trust that person? I did trust that person. I lost the money. I'm never going to buy that again, but now there's a new owner. But I don't have time to think of that. In what world do I want to sit there and think about all day if this product is actually going to make me happy or not? In what world? Seriously. I don't want to do that ever, 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 ever. In which case, people have best friends. These best friends know them better than anyone else. How many people have gotten set up on dates and stuff because their best friend knows someone? Hey, Mike, I've known you for 10 years. My friend Kelly, she's amazing, and I know you two would hit it off. Like, can I give her your number, right? Something like that. And what does Mike say? Yeah, of course. You know why? Because Mike wants to date. Well, why is he just giving his number to a stranger? Because Mike knows that his friend knows him. Therefore, he's a good person that can make that suggestion. He's a credible individual. Meaning, if you're someone's best friend, the presumption is you know enough about them that you can make decisions front running what their intent is going to be or what they're looking for. In fact, I've had friends in my life that I've made suggestions for before they even knew they needed what I was suggesting. I know you're going to need this. You don't, but you'll thank me when you do, right? And I can't think of an example right now, but the person will be like, oh my God, how did you even know that? That was amazing. Thank you so much. The point being, well, what if you can recreate that to be perfect? If you could make that perfect, And it's not an actual person, so you're not accountable to it, right? Like if you don't talk to Rhino Friend for 3 years, it's not going to say, you know what, Brian? I thought we were cool. And then for 3 years you didn't talk to me. So you know what? I don't want to talk to you. Nanny nanny poo poo. Right? Like that's not a thing. So how can you make that perfect and make it one-sided where that individual or that code is just directly aligned to only you? Yeah, no, Brian, I did see your email. I haven't read any of my emails yet, but I'm actually really excited to read your email because you're always like very thorough and thoughtful. So I'm like half nervous, half I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. Put it that way. And I don't think we're going to have the perfect solution day one. I really just don't. There's so much I don't know that I don't know. I don't think we're going to walk into this and just nail it day one. But you know what I do know? We're pioneering. We're the only one building this. There is no product out there like this. And if I can sit here with a straight face and share with you that I think this is the next evolution and make rational sense, right? Like I think I made rational sense. You could believe it or not, but logically it makes sense. Maybe I'm wrong, but logically it makes sense. If we're the ones spearheading an evolution that makes sense and we have the apparatus and the structure built for us to launch it, well, then what are we talking about? Okay, so you know what? We got out of 25 things, we got 20 of them right. Okay, let's go correct the five. Duh. All right, well, this is all going well, but this is the feedback we're getting. A lot of people are displeased with this. Okay, let's fix it. Okay. Um, um, Nothing else, right? Like we're going to get that stuff as it happens. Now, the email I sent last night was a sneak peek to what Rhino Friend looks like. Because again, I do want everyone to be involved in knowing, because I'm having a real difficult time with these pushbacks. Like they're offending me. Like I'm offending myself. And I know there's plenty of people out there that's like, yeah, I get it. Like I know what your life just looked like. I've never accepted excuse. It's just not in my blood. Anyway. So it is important to me that everyone sees the progress that. Oh yeah, no. So Frida, the videos don't work. The buttons don't work. It was literally just the Rhino Friend. It was the copy on the page. The copy I spent all day on, and then the Rhino Friend in the middle that you could actually. It's functional. You could play with it. It's the demo version. That was really all that was supposed to be working. So I'm going to continue with it. But again, that first video, everything I just shared with you, I need to do it in 3 minutes. I think I'm going to do it on a doodly, right? Like I was thinking how I can do it. And I think very clearly you could, I don't want to say dumb it down. That's really an offensive sentence. But, tell it to me like I'm a fifth grader, right? Or like tell it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I think I can do a doodly that does express what I just shared, in which case somebody that sees it very clearly could say, oh yeah, duh, like this makes all the sense in the world. Okay, great, I want to be a part of it. Rhino Friend is free, and in Rhino Friend, there's going to be plenty of opportunities that Rhino Friend will convince you to do Rhino business. So I'm happy to enroll people with Rhino Friend, but because we're not launching, we're going live till October 9th, Rhino Friend isn't something that brings money in. So I don't even know why I'm saying that out loud. I think because I'm still trying to think how I could prioritize Rhino business. And I don't know. We just need the businesses in. But the businesses aren't going to be happy unless you have the Rhino Friends, right? Like for a business to get in, they might say, well, wow, this looks so revolutionary. Let me just get in. But then there'll also be the other businesses that are like, all right, that's another marketing platform. Anthony, I get it. You love it, but I really could give an SHIT what this is. How many people do you have on it? I would like to be able to say, oh, we have 20,000 regular Rhino Friends right now ready to go. And then the business is like, oh, okay, so you already have like a market. Okay, that's different. You're not asking me to take a leap of faith on you. You're telling me you already invented something and there's a marketplace. Okay, that's different. So there is a juggling act, and I'm mentally doing that. I guess that's it. I really want to get to Brian's email. If no one else, I really didn't see anyone else email me about feedback. Maybe there's one or two. but I saw Brian's, and one is one is certainly better than none. And everyone has really really good insights, but Brian's is always like A+ insight. So I really want to get to that. Oh, Frida, okay. And I'm sitting and Frida. So I, I hate when that happens. Like this person's really great, and that no, Frida's actually Frida's emails are quite comprehensive as well. Um, Regardless of the topic, Frida's emails are always at least 3 paragraphs. So if she's giving advice on Rhino Friend, I fully expect that it'll be as thoughtful as everything else. Okay, so let me run. I will go ahead and give an update later this evening. All right, I'm gonna stop blabbing. That's where we are. Appreciate everything. Rick is the best. By the way, you know what? I'm going to say this out loud. Let me just get what I'm looking for before I do it. So Rick, he would always comment on our videos. And I remember one time he said something to the effect of like, not apologizing, but like, oh, I always comment. And I don't know what the exact sentence was, but I said to him, I go, well, I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but I know that if we get comments, that's a good thing. And Rick has comments on every single video, every single day for at least 3 months, maybe even 4 or 5, I don't know, but a very long time, long enough that I don't even know. And I appreciate it. And his comments are sometimes very well thoughtful, but he always does it, even if it's just like, hey, great insight, thanks, Ant. And again, I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but I know that that is helpful. So I sent the link. That's our YouTube. I'm not saying anyone be Rick. Like Rick is like, it's really hard to be that standard because it's perfect. He's every single day. But once in a while, just go comment some stuff, like some stuff. I don't know the difference it makes, but I know whatever the difference is, it's a positive difference. So it's just along the lines of always working together. Yeah. And he watches the whole video. Rick is like Rhino Friend. He's perfect. If I could just have 1,000 Ricks, well, that is Rhino Friend, right? Um, yeah, no, Brian, you're spot on. It's like this is that, and we don't know where the technology is going, but we know that we're at the forefront. We have the best plan. We have the most premier package. We are whatever comes out, we're privy to. In fact, OpenAI just emailed us that we have 200 ChatGPT plugins that we can start using. I don't know what any of them do, but I bet you they're like out of this world. So I need to find time to start using some of them because I bet we could do a lot. All right, that's it. I'm done talking. Stop talking to me. I gotta go. Robbie, I love you too. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'll see Rhino out at 11. Love you.